All right, so this is one of my favorite videos to make. Brand new EDC gear that I've picked up over the past few months or so. Either it was sent to me for review purposes or I bought it with my own money. I have a pen, a knife, a couple wallets, and a key organizer right here on this table. So I'm gonna tilt the camera down and let's get this video started. So let's start with the pen. I'll give you guys a nice close-up of this pen. This is the Survival pen by WinLabs, not the Survival pen, the Survival pen. And if you guys haven't already figured it out, the Survival pen is an EDC / emergency defensive pen. So we'll start out with that after I show you these other items right here on the table. This is the Arena Accessories Routine Fixed Blade. And I have some of the accessories with the routine blade right there. Also, a couple wallets from Vaultskin right there. And the key organizer is the Keyport. And if you guys aren't familiar with the Keyport key organizer, it's a modular key organizer that's sort of the Swiss Army knife of key organizers. And if you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you're gonna know that I'm always on the lookout for a good key organizer. I haven't found the perfect one yet. Sort of like multi-tools with me. I just can't find the perfect multi-tool or key organizer. But just so you guys know, I've been rocking this for the past few months and it's pretty good. So stay tuned to the end of this video. I'll show you guys what this entails, but I'll put all this off to the side for right now. And let's start out with the Survival pen. And I already mentioned that the Survival pen is from WinLabs. It's a EDC / emergency car emergency pen made of anodized aluminum. It's available in multiple colors. This, of course, is the black version. But first and foremost, it's a bolt action pen. You can see the bolt action mechanism right there, and overall the mechanism feels pretty good. When I push the bolt down, you can see the ink cartridge deploy right there on the bottom, and as a pen it works fine. Grab a piece of paper here and write Survival. So yeah, everything feels pretty good here. It does have a weird look to that bottom, and there's a reason for that. And that has to do with the glass breaker at the end of the pen, but I'll get to that in a minute. As a pen, you can see that ribbed bottom. Very nice grip, but it's not contoured or anything like that. I like contoured pens. It's just one length all the way down and then boom, pen. It writes fine. It just takes a little bit getting used to if you want to use this as your everyday carry pen. So let's retract that ink cartridge and I'll give you a close-up of that glass breaker tip. That is a tungsten tip right there. And with that ink cartridge retracted, you can see my thumb fits perfectly right there. So that's the reason it's designed like that. You put your thumb right there and you can use this as a window breaker. Or of course, in a last resort, you can use this defensively. Pens aren't the greatest self-defense weapon, but in a pinch, this could do some damage. But what makes this Survival pen a little bit unique is the seatbelt cutter that's tucked right there under the pocket clip. So you can sort of see it right there. And the idea is that little aluminum piece right there moves up as you slide a seatbelt in there and it'll expose that blade. And I guess the best way for me to show this is if I can move that up. Here, let's use this little tool that I have right here on my desk. If I push that up, there you go. So you can see I push that up and it exposes that razor blade right there that's meant to cut seatbelts. So when you slide the seatbelt through it, it just naturally pushes that up out of the way and gets cut with that razor. So when it's not in use, you just have to push that back down to close up that razor blade. So I would definitely not recommend putting this in your pocket. That's just one thing you would have to get used to with this pen. For me, I would just forget about it and put this in my pocket. Next thing you know, my pockets are all cut up because there's a freaking razor in there. So just keep that in mind if you want to EDC this. I think it's a cool idea. I've never really seen a mechanism like that on a pen before. But the Survival pen from WinLabs, right around 70 bucks if you guys want to pick this up. So I'll have all the links for everything in my description box below if you guys want to pick that up for yourself. But let's move on to the Arena Accessories Routine Fixed Blade. And you can see I do have some of the extra scales right here. These are all micarta scales. There's 4 colors here. There's black micarta that are already on the routine, a green color, an olive green, a tan color right there, and a gray color. Super easy to change out those micarta scales because you can see just 2 screws on each side. That is nice. But let's check out the routine fixed blade right here. So I love the oversized finger hole right there. Pretty small. So I'm getting right around 3 fingers. You can see my pinky is just off that handle, but right around 3 fingers, but you're not going to have any problems with grip on the routine because of that finger hole there. That's a 2.5 inch 14C28N drop point blade that is full tang. You can see right there with some jimping right there on the spine. The overall length of the routine is 6 inches and it weighs right around 2.4 ounces if you carry it with the Kydex sheath here. It weighs right around 3.5 ounces. And the Kydex sheath does have a belt clip right here, a metal belt clip. You can see how that works. What I like about this specific belt clip is you don't have to take your belt off to put it through there. So you can just lift that up, as you can see, slides right onto your belt. And optional accessories, you have this quick release mounting lock. There's 9 different holes right there to mount this Kydex sheath to. Quick release button right there on the bottom. But what I really like about the routine is this oversized finger hole right here. Just really like the feel of this knife. And it was designed by Todd Arena, the owner of Arena Accessories. Pretty nice design. And I really like the lines here. You can see the lines. Really nice design here by Todd. Feels really comfortable in the hands, no hot spots. And I can see this being a pretty good boot knife or even something to wear around your neck. I'm not the biggest fan of wearing a neck knife of this size. It's right on that edge of being too large to be a neck knife, but you could definitely do it if you wanted to. Because at 3.5 ounces is not that heavy. And plus, I like the idea of being able to swap out the scales here, these micarta scales. Even though the black micarta scales are nice, I'm probably gonna swap those out with the gray versions right here. I like the gray micarta scales. Actually, let me just put those on for you real quick. I'll be right back.
11 minutes later.
All right, so I put one gray micarta scale on one side and decided to put the green on the other side just so you guys can see what that looks like. So the green there, gray there. I know I'm not going to put on this tan version. You guys get the idea. And I might just keep it like this, the gray and the green. I think that's pretty cool. But that is the Arena Accessories routine fixed blade. $35 for this. Not a bad price here. And I am a fan of 14C28N blade steel. Very good corrosion resistance. Pretty good edge retention for the price. I mean, $35. You can't really beat that. But let's put all this off to the side here. And let's bring in these 2 wallets from Vaultskin. So I've never had any wallets from this company before. They got a hold of me and asked me if I wanted to make a video on some of their wallets. And of course I accepted. But this is the Vaultskin Notting Hill zipper wallet. And this is the Vaultskin Moorgate. But let's talk about the Notting Hill first. So it's all made of top grain leather. You can see that's definitely a machine stitch. It's available in 4 different colors. This is the English tan version. There's 4 pockets on the outside of the Notting Hill. 2 on this side, 2 on this side, and then in the middle there's 2 more pockets. One of those pockets on the outside is a elastic pull tab, as you can see right there, and there's a little card in there that says, yeah, Notting Hill. Gives you some other information about the Notting Hill right there. And one of the pockets on the inside is a button pocket, as you can see right there. Just a little button snap pocket, pretty nice. And then there is a cash strap made of leather on the inside as well. And this zipper is a YKK zipper, so that's pretty nice. And there's also a little D-ring attachment point on the outside. So being made of top grain leather, that's fine. It just has the top layer shaved off from full grain just so it doesn't show any of the imperfections. But if you guys are like me, you like those imperfections. Also, this is a machine stitch, so I don't know what type of thread they use here, so it's a gamble. I'm okay with the machine stitch up to a point as long as that thread is high quality. So if that thread is crap, this wallet will fall apart very quickly. I'm not saying that this will, I'm just saying that if it's a crappy thread that they use, I just don't know. But being made of top grain leather, that's really good. And yeah, it feels pretty nice too. And let's do a smell test. I don't really have any expectations here. Yeah, no, it doesn't really smell like anything. And I'm sure this is a fine wallet if you're into zippered wallets of this style. For me personally, I would never carry this. It's just not my style. But it could be a good choice if you're into zippered wallets. I mean, 6 total pockets, cash strap, YKK zippers. In fact, let's get some cards in here real quick. All right, so I just put in 5 cards and 7 bills. In this front pocket, you can see a tiny little cutout right there. So how easy is it to grab? Yeah, not bad. And of course, the elastic pull tab. Probably my favorite feature on this wallet is that elastic pull tab. That's where I probably would keep my most used credit card. And on the other side, you can see horizontal style pockets with little cutouts right there. I don't really like the horizontal style pockets. Let me try to get my card out there. There we go. So not my favorite choice right here to have those horizontal pockets. I much prefer these vertical pockets like this. But either way, this is the first time I'm putting cards in there, so it's a little stiff. And I'm sure this will break in with use. You can see I'm just prying my finger under there to get out that back card. So 4 pockets on the outside. Let's unzip it. And on the inside, I have 1 card right there in that horizontal pocket. And then 7 bills under this cash strap and folded in half too. So actually, this isn't terrible. I feel like I can get a lot more bills under that strap. I didn't put in anything in this pocket right here. I feel like this would be a good place to put some coins or some keys or even an AirTag to fit inside there and button it up. But there is RFID blocking material all through this wallet, as you can see right there. Inside of that pocket there, and it's all through these card pockets as well. Let me see if I can show you this one right there. Yeah, you can see all that RFID blocking material. And in my opinion, just cheapens the wallet overall when you have this cheap RFID lining that is sewn into full grain or top grain leather. I just personally don't like it. I know there's a lot of you out there that have to have RFID blocking in your wallets. I personally don't think it's a huge problem, especially here in the US. So I'd rather not have that RFID lining in my wallets. But if you absolutely have to have RFID lining to protect your card information, then this wallet might be for you if you like a zippered style wallet like this. But I'm sure you guys can already tell I'm not really digging this style of wallet. The zipper pouch style, the RFID lining, not for me. And it's right around $57 if you guys want to check that out. Now, let's take a look at the Moorgate here. So this looks like another slim minimalist option for a wallet. I mean, we've seen this design 100 times before. Nothing new here at all. 5 total pockets, 2 on this side, 2 on the other side, and a center cash compartment. And yeah, you guessed it, there's RFID lining all through this wallet here. You can see that. So another RFID protected wallet. The Moorgate's available in 5 different colors, made of the same top grain leather, and it's also machine stitched. And I'm not the biggest fan of this style of wallet as well. It's fine if you're looking to go super minimal, but I don't like the horizontal stacked card pockets, and I really don't like the center pocket, especially for cash, because if I take those same bills and put that dead center like that, if I take out these cards from the Notting Hill, take out this card here, you see it says Moorgate. If I put these in here, and I've said this probably 100 times on this channel, why I don't like this style of wallet, because once you have cards in these outside pockets, it gets really difficult to pry your fingers in there and get your cash out. Even with only 1 card a piece in those outside pockets, it gets really hard to get those bills. It just sandwiches everything together. I don't like it. But like I said, it's another option if you guys like this style of wallet, and pretty cheap too. What is it? $25 for the Moorgate. So if you guys are interested, once again, I'll put links down below. But those are the 2 wallets from Vaultskin. Actually, I have one more wallet from this company, but I'm saving that for an individual review. So keep an eye out for that. And now let's bring in the Keyport key organizer. And like I said, I've been looking for the perfect key organizer, and surprisingly, I've been rocking this for the past few months. So far, I really like it. And you can see I have it attached to all this other nonsense. That's because I have to carry this key fob. I have a push button start in my car, so I have to carry the key fob along with this Apple AirTag right here. If I didn't have to carry this key fob, I could just carry this as is with one of the included pocket clips. That's right, one of the inserts for the Keyport system is a pocket clip. So that would be really nice, but unfortunately, I need to carry this, so I have to carry all of this other stuff. Part of the reason why I'm still trying to find the perfect key carrying solution. But like I said, this is a good one. If you guys aren't familiar with the Keyport, let me show you right here. This right here is called the Pivot 2.0. Just this system right here, not this light on the top. This is one of the inserts or modules. This is called the Pocket Flare 2.0. It's just a single side switch flashlight that attaches right to the Pivot 2.0 with 3 lighting modes. Pretty simple. Low, that's 4 lumens. High, that's 33 lumens. And then it has a side lamp that's about 90 lumens. And this little flashlight has come in handy when I really needed it to be. So I'm glad I kept this little insert on the key organizer itself. And if you don't like this flashlight, you can put a bunch of other inserts that they have available in its place. But as a key organizer, it can hold up to 8 keys or tools in there if you want to. That's why I said it's also a multi-tool if you configure it that way. And some of those tools are right here. You can see it has this little multi-tool right here with the hex wrenches right there, a bottle opener, a ruler, a tiny pry bar, and a rope cutter. And then I have this guy right here. This is the RFID key. I'm not going to go too much in detail because I haven't even used this yet. But I'll put links below to everything if you want to check that out. That's the RFID key. Also, I have the pocket clip right here. So I said that I have this flashlight on instead of the pocket clip. I could also take off this faceplate here and put on this pocket clip. But like I said, I have no use for this clip because I have to carry everything on this carabiner to put on my belt. But you can see how this system works. It basically just snaps on, and there's a little button right there to release. And they also give you this little key right here to release the inserts when they're on the Pivot 2.0. So when it's on the Pivot, you basically just push on that little button right there and it unlocks it and you can slide it off. And I'll give you a quick demonstration of that with this faceplate. So I'm gonna have to go in from the side there, push that button in, slide that forward, there we go. And that faceplate pops right off. You can see it has that same system on the back. And that's what it looks like bare. So like I said, if I wanted to put this pocket clip on there, I can just snap that in. You got yourself the pocket clip, but it also comes with, sorry, these don't come with it, but they're options, different faceplates. So I have this sort of wood grain faceplate there, and I don't even know what this is, just some funky design. But I like the black faceplate. That's why I had it on there. I also have some of the different lanyards, some of the different colored lanyards for the Pivot right there. Also, check this out. This is called the Keyport Escape, if it'll focus. The Keyport Escape, inside there is a seatbelt cutter, a wire stripper, and a little pry bar. So once again, everything just fits within itself. So I can still put that, where is the faceplate? If I wanted to, I can put the faceplate on there. Or I can take the pocket flare off of here and put it on this little escape tool with the pocket clip on the other side. So you guys get the idea. This is super customizable and very modular with all these different inserts being able to fit throughout Keyport's lineup. I really like where they're going with this whole system here. It feels almost endlessly customizable. They also have a pen insert, a USB flash drive insert, even a knife insert. So now you guys see why I said this is the Swiss Army knife of key organizers. So I want to put this black faceplate right back on here, just line up the little holes, and should just snap right back into place. There we go, right back on. Now, they also have a system where if you register online, if you lose your keys, whoever finds them can scan this barcode with their phone. It takes them to the Keyport ID website, where as long as you registered this on that website, they can send you a message and you're anonymous, and you can offer a reward for anybody that finds your keys. If you don't want to carry this in your keys, right there, it basically says the same thing. So the Pivot 2.0 by itself is right around 27 bucks. The pocket flare is 15 bucks. If you want the knife, that's right around 15. So it depends on how you want to stack this. It could get pretty pricey, but the Pivot by itself being under $30, I think that's a pretty good deal. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Which one was your favorite item of all the stuff that I showed you here today? Some pretty good stuff. The wallets, maybe not for me, but I'm very, very picky when it comes to my wallets. Still pretty nice designs and definitely in the price range. But like I said, I'll have everything down below in my description box if you want to check them out for yourself. But if you did enjoy this video, please give me that thumbs up. Please subscribe and go!